Welcome to Marketing MASH, brought to you by themarketingscope.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Vidal with The Marketing Scope, and welcome to our video series, The Marketing MASH. Today, we have Michelle Cirocco, Vice President of Client Success at Televerde. So, you're located here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's the middle of summer, so it's a little warm. You have the air conditioning nice and cool today, so thank you. Michelle, talk to me about Televerde. First of all, tell me what Televerde does for their customers.
Well, we provide, basically we help business-to-business organizations grow their revenue by providing marketing and sales solutions. And
so really, you come in and help with all aspects of the marketing funnel, from the top part, even the middle,
all the way down to the close.
All the way down to the close. So are there some organizations that only want help on certain parts of the marketing funnel? And do you do just those services as well? Or is it always just the whole part of the funnel?
No, we provide, our services obviously ideally is an end-to-end integrated solution, but everything that we do is available a la carte, whether you want to focus on the top of the funnel or even just the data quality services or just the inside sales and closing the deal piece of it.
Yeah, you like the way I kind of start that graph with the marketing funnel. So tell me, what are some of the biggest challenges that you folks here at Televerde see out there in the marketplace with people when it comes to lead generation?
Oh, there's a couple really big challenges. I think one of the most common ones is the data quality, data integrity, the targeting that the organizations use to go after their target market. So you have to get the right list of the right people in order to have a successful campaign. The next place that I think organizations really struggle with is the spot somewhere in the middle of the funnel, the point from where the lead has been generated and handed off to the sales, and before it becomes an actual sales opportunity. There's a lot of leads that get lost in that black hole.
Yeah, I think that's a whole nother session. We can just talk about the middle of the funnel. Humor me here. So we, at the Marketing Scope, just launched some research in regards to lead generation. And they had listed out the top 15 tactics ranked by most successful, what marketers found the most success with. And number 5 was inside sales. Mm-hmm. And I went and looked at other reports, and the numbers were very similar. And I think from a lot of marketers, sometimes that's a little bit of a surprise, don't you think? Because no one wants to talk about that old, that's what they did in the 80s, right? Telesales, but it's still an integral part, and it's still a very successful tactic.
Well, right? The reality of it is sooner or later, people have to talk to somebody. You can't close a deal without actually having a conversation with the prospect. So inside sales kind of fills that gap and enables us to have conversations with the prospect at the right time in order to continue to move them through the funnel and get them to close sooner.
So Michelle, what are some best practices for a marketer out there who is about to launch a lead generation initiative, tomorrow or pretty soon? What are some things that they should do or think about before they launch?
The most important thing to...
Well, besides hire Televerde, of course.
Oh, well. So actually, the most important thing that you need to do is understand the target market. Understand which companies you are going to target and why, and then who are the people within that organization that are going to be the most likely buyers for your solution. And then understand what is the messaging that's going to be most relevant to them in making a decision or influencing their selection so that you can basically have the right message for the right person.
So talk to me about the process here at Televerde. What's the is that the process right there that you walk through your prospects or your clients?
Yes. So, if we're onboarding a new client or a new campaign, that's where we start, is understand the target market, select the data, understand the buyer's journey, develop the personas to support that, and then develop the messaging that we'll use to communicate with the prospect.
Did you know?
Did you know that the idea that the buyer's journey, that buyers are completing the sales process, 70% of the sales process before they engage with a sales executive.
I've seen that stat before.
has been completely debunked. The reality of it is 50 to 67% of all buyers are buying from the sales executive that they first engaged with during the education phase of the journey.
And is that research that your organization did, or?
That's research. I recently attended the Serious Decisions Summit in Nashville, and they did a study where they interviewed over 1,000 buyers to capture this data to understand what's really going on in the buyer's journey, and specific to the B2B market.
Interesting. So that is a pretty powerful did you know. Another
kind of did you know fun fact is that according to Televerde's recent sales and marketing benchmark survey, 60% of organizations are not aligned between sales and marketing. And what we've found is that for companies that are able to maintain that alignment, they will achieve 19% faster revenue and 15% greater profitability.
Yeah, that number doesn't surprise me. And I hear it all the time through my marketing and sales friends. So tell me about some of the companies that you work with. Are there some that you work with more than others? Is there kind of a certain niche that you target?
Well, specifically business to business companies. The business was founded on the high-tech marketplace, and we continue to do probably 80% of the organizations that we work with are in the high-tech space. Anything from high-growth startups to enterprise organizations that are looking to drive revenue.
And tell me, walk me through a journey with a customer that you've recently worked with, and tell me about some of the challenges or successes that you had with them.
So recently we engaged with a company called Pulse Secure, and they were a spin-off from Juniper. They were essentially a startup organization with approximately 20,000 existing customers. Their customer database was incomplete, and their customers had been neglected. So their objective was to introduce themselves to the customers and identify opportunities for cross-sell, upsell, new business, renewals, while developing a digital outreach to drive their brand and the future of the organization.
What were some of the tactics you used to connect with those people?
So we started out with an outbound calling initiative.
There we go, the number 5th ranked tactic, right?
Yep. To actually introduce the company, basically give the customers a big warm bear hug, gather profile information to support the future marketing initiatives so we could understand what were the challenges and the things that people were most interested in, and to start to identify qualified leads for the sales team. From there, we went on to design a demand generation digital strategy for their marketing automation campaigns. Stood up the marketing automation tool with an always-on lead nurturing program, and then added in some inside sales folks to help actually close the deals.
So Michelle, tell me more though about the outcome. What were the actual results with this customer?
Well, in just over 6 months, we were able to develop a database of about 140,000 contacts with demographic and firmographic criteria that enables effective targeting, as well as provides information necessary for developing good messaging. We've provided over 1,200 qualified leads that have been distributed out to the inside sales, the partners, and the direct sales folks, and that has provided about $18 million in pipeline and over $1 million in revenue already.
Nice, that's powerful.
It's good stuff.
And then when you talked about marketing automation, so do you recommend platforms to your clients?
So we actually can work with our clients to either recommend or help them decide which solutions to choose, or work within the solutions that they currently have. We can set up the system for them, build the nurturing campaigns, and provide the ongoing support.
Yeah. So I know I've joked a couple times now about the inside sales process, or how it's tried and true tactic, but that is an integral or a valuable piece of your organization and the services and the success that your clients have. And you've been around 20 years here in the Phoenix Valley, and so your staff that supports that is an interesting mix. And some of the staff you guys partner with, and help me out because I'm not sure I'm going to get this correct, but the Women's Correctional Facility here locally. And so tell me more about that operation and how it affects the organization.
We do have a kind of a unique business model. So Televerde is, as I said before, we're a sales and marketing expert solutions provider. And we have offices here in Arizona, Argentina, Indiana, but here in Arizona we utilize a very unique business model, which is what the company was founded on. 4 of our 5 call centers are located in the Women's Correctional Facility here in Goodyear, Arizona. And we provide the women with training and education and job opportunities while they're incarcerated, as well as opportunities to transition out to our corporate office and work here at our corporate office once they've been released. And then we encourage them to go on and work for our customers and some of the biggest companies in the world.
How long does that training process last to train them on some of the sales and marketing processes and techniques that you guys deliver? Or provide, excuse me.
So, I mean, training is really fundamental to who we are and what we do. Initial training for a new hire out at our call centers is about 2 weeks, and that's just learning the fundamentals, the basics about sales and marketing and technology. Then they go into what we consider our nesting phase, where they work side by side with somebody else. And then training continues. We have what we call our Call Performance Mastery, which is an 8-phase certification process that basically covers all of the elements of not just a successful phone call, but a successful business conversation, a successful sales call, how to engage the prospect. And then for the ladies that are interested in things like the digital marketing solutions, we have certification processes for them to learn and become certified on the top marketing automation solutions so that they can provide those types of services.
So Televerde not only utilizes this personnel or this talent while they're incarcerated, but they do some interesting stuff after they're released. Some programs to help them, even that's not related to the company, just as a philanthropic effort. Is that correct?
So we have our nonprofit foundation, the Arrowette Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that was developed to help the women successfully transition. It provides them, there's a 12-month program that they go through prior to their release that teaches things like resume writing, effective interviewing, budgeting, key things that you need to know to be successful. They also provide scholarships for women after they've been released that are designed to help them earn their bachelor's degrees. So it will pay for the first 5 classes of their bachelor's degree after they've earned their associate's degree.
Yeah, it's my understanding this program is very successful as a whole, but what I think is unique is some of these individuals actually transition over to Televerde after they're released, right? You have a few of those that have had success.
Oh, absolutely. So today we have, here at our corporate office, we have about 180 people working for us, of which 51% started their career with Televerde on the inside and are working for us here on the outside.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that high.
We have people in every department at every level of the organization that started their career on the inside.
Yeah, so and I don't want to say anyone's name, but I did get a chance to meet a couple of these individuals, and one of them was on the sales side. And I come from a technology, marketing, and sales marketing background, and I work with a lot of high-end technology salespeople. And this gal I put her up in the top echelon, top of the pile there. She knew the marketing funnel inside and out. She knew terms and was able to slice it and dice it better than some people I know on the marketing side, and she's a salesperson. And so we started to talk, and I started asking her questions, and it came out that she was somebody who had graduated from that process, and it was amazing. And she, I don't want to tell too much, but she gave me some interesting tricks of the trade that a lot of traditional salespeople probably don't know, but she said, I can get someone on the phone. We didn't have the facilities, or we didn't have the technologies and the tools that you have on the outside when I was in the inside. And so she shared some of these techniques that, I mean, she's being able to get somebody on the phone is just, it's an art. It's an art. I mean, it's not a science, it's an art. And so that really, it was amazing. And I find out, I shared that story with one of your coworkers, and I find out, hey, that's just one of many. That's how it is. There's a lot of talented people because they were able to leverage, they were able to have success without all the fancy tools, if you will, that others have.
Our clients regularly tell us after visiting the centers and working with their teams that our folks are more knowledgeable and more talented in their job than their actual direct salespeople.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So what's next with Televerde? What can we expect, over the next few years?
So, as I mentioned before, we are currently in Argentina, so we just stood up a new call center there, which is designed to help provide the support in the Latin American countries. We will be expanding globally into EMEA this year and next. And we have recently opened up another call center in Indiana Correctional facility, so we'll continue to expand our business model in that way as well.
Oh, really? So when is that launching?
Actually, Indiana launched April 1st of this year. Okay. So we currently have about 30 women working for us there as well.
So what do you think the future of the marketing funnel is? And I know this is, could go in any which way, but you threw out the stat that not everyone does. Not everyone makes a decision before they contact a salesperson. And some may argue that, but where do you see, what kind of changes can we expect from the marketing and sales departments of the world over the next couple of years?
I think that, well, number one, it's going to continue to be critical that sales and marketing develop that alignment, because the more that marketing is developing digital leads and leads at the top of the funnel and passing them over to sales, the more that black hole will expand unless we put a solution in the middle to help nurture those leads, develop those leads, and ensure that sales is able to engage with them at the right time.
Yeah, so it's bringing the marketing and sales departments together. It's almost like, why shouldn't they just all be in one department, right?
Right.
But that's maybe we'll attack that at another time. Listen, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing what you're doing here at Televerde and all the success. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for this episode of Marketing MASH. You can share your thoughts by following us on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe to our podcast to keep up with the show. And of course, you can always find us by visiting themarketingscope.com.